May 26, 1830. It's the age of the common man, a new era of populism that's sweeping the nation. Turns out it only applies if you're white, male, and not Native American. No cap, I'm about to become responsible for one of the darkest chapters in American history, and I'm calling it progress. My name is Andrew Jackson, and this is the AP US History My Story podcast. Okay, besties, let me back up. I came from nothing, orphaned at 14 when my family was killed, self-made lawyer, war hero from the Battle of New Orleans where we absolutely destroyed the British in 1815. The establishment hated me because I wasn't a Virginia aristocrat like Jefferson or Madison, but I became president anyway. My inauguration? Common people literally trashed the White House. It was giving mob rule energy, and the elites were shook. This populist vibe I'm pushing, I'm telling common people that they're real Americans and that wealthy elites have been stealing from them. I'm hosting rallies, we called them barbecues, but same difference, using simple language everyone can understand and positioning myself as the only one who can fix a broken system. Classic populist moves that every anti-establishment politician after me is going to copy. Sound familiar? Yeah, Donald Trump is running the same playbook 200 years later. But then there's this whole situation with Native Americans, and this is where my man of the people thing becomes straight up genocidal. Georgia wants Cherokee land, there's gold there, and white settlers are pressed about it. The Cherokee are literally a sovereign nation with their own constitution, newspaper, and everything. They're more civilized by European standards than half the white settlers. The Supreme Court even ruled that states can't impose their laws in Cherokee territory. So today, May 26, 1830, I said F the Supreme Court and I'm signing the Indian Removal Act that gives me power to negotiate removal treaties with native tribes. And by negotiate, I mean force them to move west to the Mississippi or face military action. I'm calling it voluntary relocation, but everybody knows that's BS. The Indian Removal Act represents this sick contradiction at the heart of my Jacksonian democracy. On one hand, I'm expanding voting rights, fighting economic elites, and making government more accessible to common white people. On the other hand, I'm literally committing ethnic cleansing. My presidency is also about federal versus state power, but I'm inconsistent as hell. When South Carolina tries to nullify federal tariffs in 1832, I threaten military force to preserve the Union. But when Georgia wants to violate federal treaties with the Cherokee, I'm suddenly all about states' rights. As long as I keep telling people the system is broken, I can flip-flop in whatever solutions sound best in the moment and totally get away with it. Yep, that's another one that the Donald copied from me. So what happens after today? The Indian Removal Act leads to the Trail of Tears in 1838. 15,000 Cherokee are forced to march to Oklahoma in the dead of winter. 4,000 of them die. That's literally 1 in 4 people. And it's not just the Cherokee. The Creek, Choctaw, Chickasaw, and Seminole nations all face removal and relocation. I die in 1845, still believing I did the right thing. For over a century, historians call me a great president, man of the people, defender of the Union, all that. Pull out a $20 bill and check me out. But here's the thing. You can't separate my democratic achievements from the genocide I orchestrated. I violated the Constitution whenever it suited me. That's the real tea about American democracy. It's always been about who gets included and who gets destroyed in the name of progress. Like, follow, and share the AP US History My Story podcast because these stories hit different when you hear the original voices that shaped our country.